A Mortal's Journey to Immortality Episode 308. In the previous episode, Han Li carefully navigated the deadly Devilfall Valley, where even the most cautious cultivators often met sudden, violent ends from hidden restrictions or spatial tears. Using his bright sight spirit eyes, he detected invisible dangers that others could not see, allowing him to avoid deadly traps while moving through the wasteland. Along the way, he donned a magical cloak to conceal his appearance and stealthily passed potential threats. Meanwhile, other cultivators, including Senior Elders and Violet Spirit, were searching for treasures in the elusive Spirit Kindle fruit, but danger and rivalry kept them on edge. At the end of the previous episode, Han Li had safely traversed the outer valley and gradually approached the meeting point he had arranged with Marquis Nanlong. While the valley's deeper, more dangerous secrets still awaited. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. On the west side of Devilfall Valley, there was a small brown mountain with two men on top of it. A white-robed old man with a kind face sat cross-legged, his eyes calm yet observant. Standing a short distance away was another man, wearing elaborately embroidered robes and a tall crown, with a long beard that reached down to his chest. This was Marquis Nanlong, and beside him sat Heavenpeak Sect Elder Weiying. Marquis Nanlong kept his hands behind his back, his gaze fixed on the distance. At first glance, he appeared aloof, but a faint trace of worry betrayed him. Sensing his concern, Weiying spoke, his tone calm yet firm. "Brother Nanlong, you need not be so worried. He could have teleported further away, which would naturally take more time for him to arrive. After all, we personally saw him teleport through the spell formation." Nanlong sighed and turned his attention to the elder. "You are not wrong, but Devilfall Valley is no ordinary place. Its dangers are numerous, and even the strongest abilities might not be enough. If we fail to bring the right person, our journey here will be wasted." Weiying opened his eyes and frowned. "We need the yin-yang ring to navigate through the Great North Essence lights. But tell me, is this ancient flame toad truly as powerful as claimed? If not, we might have been better off just taking the ring instead of bringing him along." Marquis Nanlong's frown deepened. "I have not personally witnessed its power, but Master Kang Kun's records describe it as exceptionally formidable. We must secure a cultivator capable of restraining it. Otherwise, the effort required would drain us and leave us vulnerable. In a place like this, vulnerability is dangerous." After a moment's contemplation, Weiying nodded slowly. "You speak reasonably. It seems your caution has increased since the Molan Plains incident. According to records, the ancient flame toad was not widely known in antiquity and was thought to be manageable. But since Master Kang Kun vouched for its strength, perhaps we are dealing with a mutant variant." Nanlong considered this but hesitated to agree fully. "Perhaps. However, I also suspect this beast has cultivated in isolation for countless years, with no natural predators, and has therefore grown incredibly powerful." Weiying closed his eyes again, his voice quiet but determined. "Whatever the case, we must face it. The path to the flame toad is layered with Great North Essence lights, impenetrable without preparation. At least we need not worry about others reaching the ancient cultivator remains before us." Hearing Weiying's composed words, Nanlong smiled. Before he could respond, his expression suddenly changed. He turned quickly to the sky, his eyes narrowing. An azure light streaked slowly toward them. "He has finally arrived," Nanlong said, a smile spreading across his face. Familiar with the light's signature, he immediately recognized Han Li. Weiying, though appearing calm, stood up, revealing a hint of concern. The azure streak gradually slowed, and a cloaked figure emerged. Nanlong's astonishment grew when he realized his spiritual sense could not penetrate the cloak. Hesitantly, he asked, "Is that you, fellow Taoist Han?" Han Li, adjusting his hood, smiled faintly. "What, is there someone else that has agreed to meet you here?" His gaze briefly flickered toward Weiying, who noticed the peculiarity of the cloak but did not comment. Nanlong's relief was palpable as he answered, "Fellow Taoist, we have been waiting for you." Though curious about the cloak, he did not press the matter, considering it minor. The three then immediately turned to planning their approach to the ancient flame toad. The valley depths. At the heart of Devilfall Valley were a large area protected by a formidable ancient restriction. There was no clear path in. The light around the valley depths revealed multiple paths, all layered with complex restrictions. To pass safely, these barriers had to be dissolved one by one, as attempting to force through them would trigger severe consequences. The ancient restrictions were merciless, and even Master Kang Kun, with his profound knowledge of spell formations, had eventually given up on overcoming them alone. Through a fortunate coincidence, Master Kang Kun had discovered a secret path hidden within the Great North Essence Lights. While the lights would exterminate an unprepared cultivator, possessing the yin-yang ring made entering the valley depths manageable. With this knowledge, Han Li, Marquis Nanlong, and Lu Weiying took to the sky, flying directly toward the valley depths. As they ascended, Nanlong pulled out a set of multicolored bells from his storage pouch, hanging them at his waist. Han Li's curiosity was piqued. "These are response bells," Nanlong explained. "If a spatial tier fluctuates in the area, these bells will ring. They are not perfect, but they will alert us to most disturbances." As they flew, the bells proved invaluable. Whenever a spatial tear appeared, the bells rang, warning them to avoid danger. Some tiers, however, were incorporeal and did not trigger the bells. Han Li used his bright sight spirit eyes to detect these invisible tiers. Discovering one just off their path, flying past it cautiously, he noted the limitations of the bells, prompting him to remain alert. Meanwhile, Nanlong and Lu Weiying moved swiftly and with ease, their bells guiding them safely. After nearly a full day of flight, they arrived at a mountain ridge outside the valley depths. The ridge stretched continuously, formed by over 10 small mountains spanning tens of kilometers. Beyond the ridge, a crimson light blocked the yellow sky, radiating a demonic aura. "That must be the valley depths," Nanlong said cautiously. "The crimson light is a formidable restriction. Provoking it would be fatal." Han Li examined the crimson barrier silently, noting its strangeness and the need for caution. Thoughts flickered through his mind. Why had ancient devil cultivators arranged such powerful restrictions? What secrets did this valley hold? Could it have been a prison or a stronghold? The idea of a prison seemed improbable. It was far more likely a fortified area for these ancient beings. Marquis Nanlong led the group toward two of the mountains on the ridge. Soon, he raised his hand, signaling the group to halt and hover. The ground before them was unremarkable, with green grass, mountain stones, and overgrown vegetation, entirely ordinary in appearance. "This is it," Nanlong said, excitement barely restrained. Master Kang Kun originally deployed an illusion to conceal the entrance. "I will now dissolve it." He waved his sleeve, releasing a white jade pendant that circled above his head. Chanting incantations, he pressed the pendant with several spell seals of different colors. The seals were absorbed cleanly, and the jade pendant glowed brightly, trembling as it released a clear ring of light. With a loud exclamation, a white mist surged from the pendant, sweeping across the scenery. The mountain rocks, trees, and landscape distorted violently, as if a painting was being torn apart. Then, the light receded back into the jade pendant and disappeared. Han Li and the two companions now stood before an unfamiliar, transformed scene, ready to face the mysteries hidden within the valley depths. An astonishing change occurred as the mountain rocks and the rest of the scenery began to distort as if a painting was being torn apart. With a ring, the white light swept away the scenery and it returned back into the jade pendant before disappearing. Han Li and the other two then stood in front of an unfamiliar scene. In this episode, we saw Han Li finally arrive at Devilfall Valley, joining Marquis Nanlong and Elder Lu Weiying as they prepared to face the ancient flame toad. We witnessed their careful planning, the use of response bells to detect dangerous spatial tiers, and the way they navigated toward the valley depths with caution. The trio uncovered the secret entrance hidden by powerful illusions and ancient restrictions, revealing a completely transformed and unfamiliar scene as they stepped inside. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Immortal's Journey to Immortality. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Han Li's journey to immortality. Thank you for watching. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.